As we continue our exploration of the Hadoop ecosystem, let's look more closely at the file systems that can be associated with the Hadoop distribution. The default is to use HDFS, which we talked about in a previous movie, accounts for larger chunking of the data into 64K or 128K chunks, and is triple replicated by default. The HDFS file system has two modes for implementation: fully distributed, which will give you the 3 copies, or pseudo-distributed, which will use the HDFS file system but is designed for testing. But it is designed for testing and will be implemented in a single node on a single machine. As an alternative to HDFS, you can run Hadoop with the regular file system. This is called the standalone mode. And it's a great way when you're just first learning about the MapReduce programming paradigm. You're reducing the complexity by just working with your regular file system. And I'll be showing this in some of the demos in addition to showing HDFS. Alternatively, when you're deploying Hadoop to production, particularly if you're deploying on a public cloud, it's really common to use a file system that's on that cloud. For example, in Amazon, the S3 file system, or in Azure, the blob storage, which is similar to the standalone mode in that you are not using HDFS. You're using a regular file system, but using a cloud-based file system. Another consideration is to understand how the file system of choice for your Hadoop implementation and Java virtual machines interact. If you deploy Hadoop in single node, you're going to use the local file system and a single JVM for all the Hadoop processes. Now, I know I haven't covered all the various processes yet, but we'll be going there shortly. If you deploy in pseudo-distributed mode, you're going to use HDFS, and the Java daemons are going to run all the processes on a single machine. If you run in fully distributed mode, you're going to use HDFS. It's going to be triple replicated, and the daemons are going to run in various locations depending on where you choose to place them. This placement choice is an important implementation detail in a production workload. To give us an idea of what this might look like, here is a drawing showing some of the common daemons and how they're distributed. So you can see in this particular drawing, we're in fully distributed mode. We have 3 separate physical servers. On each server, we have various daemons, and they're represented in green. So you can see we've got task tracker on each one, and then we have a job tracker daemon that is actually implemented on a different physical server. In addition to that, we have some other daemons that control the data distribution, the name node and the data nodes. Again, it's important to remember that in a production situation, these are separate JVMs and they do not share state.